The desolate road. As the clock struck midnight, I found myself behind the wheel, driving on a desolate road that seemed to stretch into an endless abyss. The darkness outside enveloped everything, swallowing the trees and fields that lined the path. My heart pounded in my chest, a mixture of trepidation and excitement coursing through my veins. It was the kind of night when rational thoughts give way to the allure of the unknown. I had heard tales of this road, whispered rumors that echoed through the town. It was said to be haunted, a place where lost souls wandered in eternal torment. Many had spoken of eerie sightings, strange sounds, and a foreboding presence that clung to the air like a shroud of doom. But being young and reckless, I laughed off such tales, dismissing them as mere fiction. Yet as the wheels rolled on, doubts began to creep into my mind. The car's headlights cut through the darkness, casting eerie shadows on the barren landscape. Each bend in the road seemed to hide a new terror, and the silence that engulfed me felt stifling, as if the very air held its breath in anticipation. I tried to shake off the unease, turning up the radio in an attempt to drown out the sound of my own thoughts. But even the blaring music seemed distant, as if the melody was being consumed by the oppressive night. It felt as though I was being watched, as though unseen eyes bore into my very soul. Suddenly, the headlights flickered, dimming for a moment before returning to their full intensity. My heart skipped a beat and a chill ran down my spine. Was it a mere glitch? Or was it something more sinister, something that lurked just beyond my perception? I pressed on, my grip on the steering wheel tightening. The road seemed to wind endlessly, twisting and turning as if taunting me. Shadows danced along the edges of my vision, fleeting glimpses of something indescribable. Fear gripped me, suffocating any semblance of rationality that remained. Then, without warning, the car's engine sputtered, and I felt a sudden loss of control. Panic surged through me as the vehicle careened off the road and into a ditch. The impact left me dazed, my head throbbing with pain. As I gathered my wits, I realized that I was stranded in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by an impenetrable darkness. The night air was heavy with a foreboding silence, broken only by the sound of my own breaths. I mustered the courage to step out of the car, my legs shaking with each hesitant movement. The moon's feeble light barely pierced the inky blackness, revealing a landscape that seemed foreign and inhospitable. As I stumbled along the road, searching for any sign of help, I became aware of a whispering wind that seemed to emanate from the surrounding woods. The trees rustled with otherworldly energy, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Goosebumps prickled my skin as the wind carried with it an eerie, indistinguishable murmuring. A feeling of dread washed over me, and I quickened my pace, desperate to escape the clutches of this forsaken place. But no matter how fast I ran, the road stretched on infinitely, taunting me with its endlessness. Time lost all meaning, and despair settled in my bones. Just as I was about to give in to hopelessness, a flickering light caught my attention. A small cottage stood in the distance, its windows aglow with an inviting warmth. My heart swelled with relief as I stumbled toward it, praying for salvation. But as I approached, a figure appeared in the doorway. A twisted smile played upon its face, its eyes gleaming with malevolence. The very air seemed to crackle with an electric charge, and I knew I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. Before I could react, the figure vanished into thin air, leaving only a burst of echoing laughter that chilled me to the core. At that moment, I realized the true horror of this place, the desolate road that swallowed souls and played with their fears. I was nothing more than a pawn in its macabre game, destined to wander its darkened path for all eternity. And as the last vestiges of hope slipped away, I joined the countless lost souls that haunted that forsaken road, condemned to relive my fears and nightmares for all eternity.